Good evening, everybody. Matrix here, and here's my watch list for April 12th. Okay, so the SPY futures opening relatively flat, just up a little bit, so kind of like 30 cents on the SPY, not even right now. As we see the action today, I mean, it's definitely choppy. Today, we never actually anticipated the dump move like this. It dumped pretty hard. When did it happen? Let's take a look here. 9:30. Oh, right here. There was a big dump move today. Where is it? Here? No, 3:30. Oh, right here. This dump move. Okay. So I'm looking out too far. Anyways, pretty choppy overall today in the market. What I'm looking at right now is this 2900 for sure. That it looks like it wants to test again, right? I mean, people just don't want to give up on this 2900 area, which is the highs of the previous day. Okay, so it tested once, twice, 3 times, 4 times already. Let's take a look at what that means in correlation to the SPY real quick. Okay, so here's the SPY. Let's go to the daily chart. This level right here. Okay, I believe it is right there. Yeah. So every day it's been trying to test there for the whole week now. So I'm gonna be watching this area for sure. The 289 level to be exact. 288.91. Okay. So almost the 289 area to be quite exact. So I'm expecting the market to test this area tomorrow again, and from there we'll see what it does. I'm probably gonna pull back from there, in my opinion. Today it looked really weak, right? It actually tested there this morning already, and it had a massive dump and now pulled back. So, and then we are after hours, we are getting a very slow grind back up. So probably at the open, it's gonna test it again, and then see what happens from there. Most likely gonna pull back. So on this test and the pullback, a quick scalp for sure, right? Maybe hold a small piece after the scalp and see if it actually comes all the way down, or just take it off if it comes back up. And then if it does break out and starts holding, then switch the bias to a long, right? That's a thesis for it to actually come up, though. If it doesn't come up, if it rejects at today's highs here at around the 288.80, then you know it's a short, right? Then it's going to be a short, right back down, test the lows, and perhaps even a little bit more, right? Okay, so that's my thesis on the SPY. Overall, is still a choppy day. However, actually, thinking about this, tomorrow is Friday. Okay, so throughout the week, we do have a very tight, compact volume grind up. So let's take a look at this right now. I believe from the second, so Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. So 2 weeks ago, ever since from 2 weeks ago, this thing just kind of slowly grinded up, right? It's still on overall on the 2 weeks, it's still on the bullish trend. So watch this trend line. Okay, I think if we put it to the hourly chart, oh yeah, you totally see it a lot better on the hourly chart. So definitely watch this trend line overall. We're making like an ascending triangle, preparing for breakout, right? So it might not break out tomorrow. I mean, it still looks like it has a little bit more range to play around as this triangle tighten, and then either it breaks out or breaks down. We'll see. Okay, so that's SPY. Move that out. Before we get into the watch list, I want to talk about TIGR. This is a recent IPO, actually, that is off everybody's radar because it's a small IPO. It's not the most anticipated IPO. It's a small little company from China. But I mean, if you're looking at it right now, why am I not paying attention to this? look at how this thing ran, right? And this thing has points. It can run. It's a nice IPO, and it looks like a pretty easy trader to me. I mean, at the very least, it fits the Trick Trades IPO strategy very well when it breaks out. It follows technical analysis to the T, as you can see on the daily chart, right? I haven't even studied the hourly chart yet. So TIGR, I'm going to make a note and put it on the side watch, and this is going on my watch list for the next few while. I might not necessarily trade it tomorrow, but this is definitely being on watch. Okay, before I go into the watch list, I want to talk about earnings that's happening tomorrow. Two highly anticipated earnings, although these are bank stocks. We are coming into the earnings season, and Wells Fargo is announcing tomorrow morning, so that could be a possible play for tomorrow. JP Morgan Chase as well are announcing tomorrow earnings, and this could possibly be a play as well. JPM, I actually might look at it in the morning for sure, because the average true range for the stock is $1.20. So with the earnings catalyst and expected increased volume, I think this thing can move. So definitely some volatility to look at there. First up, I want to talk about BBBY. I traded this today. I didn't get a chance to make a video watch list last night because usually every Wednesday evening I have a meeting with my girlfriend, and we kind of hang out late, and we don't have time to actually work because I only get to see her once a week. But anyways, so from now on, maybe most weeks I will miss the watch list for preparing Thursday. But anyways, on my Facebook though, before I slept last night, I did write out the thesis. And if you haven't connected with me on Facebook yet, definitely add me up. My contact it's in the video link description below. BBBY was a main watch for me, and it was on my watch list. Basically, it was an earnings catalyst from last night after hours. They came out with this was terrible, man. They came out of the earnings call saying, for the prior quarter, we made good revenues. Then boom, the stock shot up. And then they came out with guidance and plop, right? Basically trapped all these longs here, okay? And then today, we see some analysts come out and chime in on the stock. It's not good. It's not looking good at all. Their guidance is actually pretty rough. Everybody's pretty pessimistic about this ticker overall in their guidance. So why did the stock grind up today? Well, basically it sold off a lot, okay? We are coming into a key support area once it sold off a lot. And the main ingredient, I believe, is the SSR. The short sell restriction rule has triggered, okay? And basically, it's very tough to short a stock on SSR. Basically, you have to short the stock on the offer. So in order to sell the stock, you have to sell it on the offer, and you can't sell it on the bids, okay? So with the stock, every uptick, it sells a little bit. Every uptick, it sells a little bit. As I was watching this today, this actually, let me load up some drawings real quick. As I was watching this today, this $18 area was very, very key, right? After it closed today, wait a minute, did I not save BBBY? I guess I didn't save the drawings. Oh, okay. Well, we're gonna make some quick drawings here. BBBY, key resistance here at $18, right? The stock is still on SSR, okay? We have a key support here at 17, okay? Nice whole dollar level. And then we actually broke down a little bit after pre-market this morning all the way to 16.9. So we're gonna mark that off real quick. Now, I played the short today despite of SSR, and I gotta tell you, it was a pain in the butt. It was definitely a pain in the butt. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit, pre-market. As you see pre-market, the 1710 was a very important level, okay? And basically, pre-market 1710, it dipped under and then it reclaimed, and then before it opened, it held the 1710 and shot up from there. And I want to identify why this is important, the 1710. If I zoom in a little bit, you see this massive volume after the dump. It hit the 1710. It failed from there, and then eventually it broke out, right? We had a pretty nice resistance. It tried to break out, failed, tap again, failed, tap, 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 finally broke out, failed, and we have a thrust through, right? So 1710 was a very important level. Unfortunately, I ignored all these easy signs and I tried to play it short. So what happened was I waited at the open, and I waited for this first handle, and it shot up. I shorted this weakness right here. I had this level of 1730 marked off right here. Okay. So I shorted the stock. I shorted the stock. Yeah, literally at this candle right here. Right at the top here. I shorted it. And then it started breaking out. And I left it on. And it came back down. I saw it held. I cut half. I let it run again. Came back down. And once it snapped here, I took it all off. I'm like, oh shit, I made a mistake. Okay. So I ignored this 1710. With the negative earnings catalyst, I wasn't able to change my bias. And I was trying to short it all day. So from here, I waited. I saw how it held. And I still waited. I saw this VWAP tag and failed. I didn't try anymore. I wanted to see it fail some more, but it didn't. So it basically shot up. I tried again here at the 1750, and it dumped a little bit. Hold on. Dumped a little bit, came back up. I took half off just to relegate my risk. And then it came back down, started running again. I took it off as it broke these highs, right? So I took 2 paper cuts here, and then it failed, chopped a little bit. After the 2 paper cuts, I held off a little bit, and then I saw the 17.5. I started in. I paid myself some here at the VWAP, and it came back up. Held, and this stopped me out of my shares. So basically, it kind of scratched the whole morning trades. Okay, this trade was good to me, which covered the winnings, which covered my paper cuts in the morning. From here, I was just watching for the weakness. I think, yeah, I did. Hold on. Let me zoom back out here. Sorry for the scrolling action here. I think here, yep, right here, I saw this weakness at 1790, so I took some small size, came down, held again. I didn't pay myself because I was targeting the VWAP. It came up, okay. As it came up, as it was reversing from here, I started taking a little bit. And then it came up again. It hit the 18, fail. I added in and held. From here, I held through that. And basically, I have now an average of about 1791. Now, why did I have to go through all this? Because basically, I still have 100 shares short in BBBY overall. I'm swinging this, okay? After the market closed, I was thinking about this 18 rejection here, okay, and because I was thinking how why it was so difficult for me to short this failure, and because it was SSR, but also because of SSR, I knew that sellers can only sell on the offer, and when I saw this double top happen at the 18 that I tried twice and failed, I have come to the conclusion that there is a big seller right above here around this areas. Okay, they have a massive sell order up here, just waiting on the offer because it's SSR. Hence, the stock cannot get over this key 18 level and started failing. For me, I had big size into the 18s. My average is 1791, and let's scroll through right now. As it came down, I paid myself some here, came back up, came down here. I paid myself around the 70s as well, came back up, came down, and I paid myself one more time at the 60s. Yeah, at the 60s. Now I have 100 shares left, and it seems to be working, right? The stock is still going to be on SSR tomorrow. Ultimately, fundamentally, the stock is a piece of shit now. But however, we are in this daily range right now. So I turned it into a swing trade, and I think tomorrow it's going to try to get back up to this 18 area again. And from here, because of my conviction of this double top, my thesis is that there's a hidden seller all the way up here waiting for the offer to come up so they can jam it. Once it gets to the 18s, I'm going to try again and add back in some more size. And ultimately, my goal is to bring it down to the 17 here and beyond, because if it snapped to 17 and beyond, we have a lot of room down to the 15s or the 13s, right? Analysts came out with a downgrade today for the $13 target as well. So this could be a longer type of trade. If it doesn't fail here at 18 tomorrow, I'm not going to add in right away. I'm going to make sure, read the tape, make sure there's a seller there, still there. If it doesn't fail, then I'll just take off my last bit and let it run. The next area of resistance here is at 1850. Okay. I really don't think the stock can run all the way back up and over 1850. So this is kind of like the last line of defense, in my opinion, because the stock is so weak. I mean, looking at this candle with the massive volume, the high of this is 1809, right? I had my stop set at 1811, 2 pennies above, and it never reached. Okay, so I'm just going to keep my short thesis intact right now and tread carefully because of the SSR. Okay. Tomorrow, if it gets back up to the 18s area and fail, I'm going to jam the size in for the scalp and bring it down to 50 cents and then take the size right off and hold that one final piece core position and see if I can hold that piece to ride it down throughout the weeks. We'll see. That's kind of like my plan on BBBY, and very in-depth plan. I hope you guys understand my concept or my thinking behind the SSR, that people can only sell on the offer, and them having a massive order up here, them being the big money, they are waiting for the retail money to buy into the squeeze or cover and then sell it, cover and then sell it. There really was no buying, in my opinion. If there were true buyers, why didn't they buy here? You know what I mean? Why didn't they buy up here? Why not? Okay, so this stock overall is a piece of shit, in my opinion, and it might still pop above this trend line here and smash into the 18 and squeeze out, but we'll see. I'm anticipating the squeeze. I'm anticipating it to get above 18 too, and I'm anticipating it to stop at around 18.5. SSR officially turns off on Monday, so tomorrow could be another tough day for the stock to come down, but I'm gonna tread really carefully with my size and make sure I don't do anything reckless. Okay, so BBBY. Overall, I mean, looking at this chart, the correct, well, I wouldn't say correct, but the better thesis was definitely to watch this 17-17-10 area today, right? As it held, this first pop could be a nice long scalp. Knowing that the stock has sold off so much, we could have anticipated the short cover at the open, right? And then when it came down and held the VWAP right here in these two areas, definitely an easy long for one short move of like 50, 60 cents, right? So I personally went through a lot of trouble trying to short this. So always a few ways to play a ticker. I mean, there's no correct or incorrect way, but then the stress-free way today was definitely to long it and not to short it. So BBBY, that's my take on it. You know what? Let me save these drawings now. Okay. Sorry for the long little discussion there, BBBY. Next up, we have LYFT. So LYFT, I am still holding. I'm holding a 25 share swing on LYFT. It's a swing short that I took yesterday from 63.25. Let's load up the drawings on LYFT. These drawings I made yesterday, and they absolutely worked to a T. Okay, initially I held 50 shares overnight on a swing. My average is at 63.25. So right about here, exactly 63.24. Let me save this line right here on this 5-minute chart and change the color as well, I guess. So that's my average. Now, LYFT was on SSR from yesterday from this massive sell-off as well. Today, you can see it respected these levels quite well, and I plotted these all from yesterday. See here, the 62.25, right? And the 61.75, it rejected a little bit here. And of course, this is the pre-market highs at 61. So today, when it popped and failed, I took another 25 shares off my swing just to lock in some more gains because I know it's on SSR. It might have the possibility to grind all the way back up, right? So I want to make sure I paid myself. Now on LYFT, the reason why I like playing it is because I play the 60-minute chart. Okay, overall, this chart is following technical analysis to a T. Let me see. I can draw back. There we go. The 60-minute chart since IPO, right? Let's load up the lines here or the drawings here real quick. And with LYFT, I think I'm gonna keep the 25 shares on for now and really see what happens with it. Personally, I want to be able to hold this 25 shares all the way down to $55 in my opinion. I think it does have the potential to get there. Okay. When SSR hit today, it made a nice uptrend grind here on the 1-hour chart, but it wasn't able to get above the 62.25 level, right? So I'm still safe in my little swing. Worst come to worst, it reaches my entry price and breaks out, and I have to stop out of my 25 shares, which is nothing, right? I'm watching for test and fail again around this 61.75 to 62.25 area tomorrow. And if it's like a confirmed fail, then I might add a little bit and try to scalp this. I don't know. I don't know if I really want to add first. Most likely, I'll just keep it on side watch and just manage the swing trade because there are a lot of other plays that could be easier to play tomorrow. Overall, this chart is following very nice chart patterns, technical analysis, right? You see this little retracement uptrend that it's following. So on the hourly chart, it's working quite well. And put that on the side watch. Come Monday, when the SSR turns off, then I'll focus more on it. So that's LYFT. SIG is next. SIG, want to load up some drawings real quick. Let's see here. SIG. Recently, it had announced a negative earnings catalyst from here on this day. Okay. And let's go to the daily chart. Negative earnings catalyst. I think it was from here, and it's just been selling off ever since. Now, what I want to talk about is zooming out a little bit on this daily chart. This chart is coming into a major support area. Okay, Currently, the stock is at 23.85. I've marked off some resistance level. It's not on SSR, so definitely has more room to come down, easier for it to come down. As you can see, this 24.50 area, very key, as it chopped here all day, as you can see both on the 1 minute and the 5 minute chart, and finally it dumped and failed, right? So definitely looking for a pop back up into this 24.50. No hesitation, get short, maybe a couple tiers or a couple slots, right? And be very careful if it comes up and over and starts holding. Maybe I'll cut half size. We also have this 24.75 area, okay, where it failed this morning at around 11 o'clock. So this is another key resistance area, as you can see. And then finally, we have the $25 mark, key psychological whole number, okay, which translate to the daily chart. Okay, so I really don't see SIG being able to get back up to the 25 and over. Okay, so that's my last line of defense. I believe a lot of people, a lot of short sellers are using this 25 mark as well as like their stop loss. So if it does get above 25 and starts holding above it, be careful, it might squeeze. Keep that in mind. The opening price today, or the opening highs today, is at 25.50, but it's very arbitrary, to be quite honest, because it really dumps, right? So don't think it can get up there unless we get a positive catalyst that comes out and gets people buying back again, right? Overall, I do think this stock has a lot of potential to the downside and test the 52-week lows at 23.60s, okay? And perhaps beyond. It has sold off a lot, but you know what? I think it wants $20. Zooming out here, looking back a few years, I mean, it's 2009. I can't believe I'm looking all the way back to 2009. This seriously I don't think traders will be looking at all the way back here, so far back. But I mean, this 23.60 level, I guess it's pretty key from 2008, right? So, and then the next level of support, there really isn't much support left. So it can definitely come all the way back down. SIG, that's my plan on SIG. Weight Watchers. Weight Watchers, load up some drawings. Once again, as you can see lately, my watch list, I've already pre-drawn my support and resistance areas here. Weight Watchers thumped hard today, and it was a total miss on my behalf. Once again, the stock is on SSR. It has sold more than 10% from its close. So it's going to be a tough short tomorrow. Today, I mean, when it dumped, it started grinding back out and found the bottom. Okay. And then on the 5 minute chart here, it basically found a bottom, made a higher low, and another higher low, and another higher low. So it's we are on a slight uptrend, right, into the close. Now, after hours, it didn't really count, but it closed actually pretty strong on this retracement move. So I am anticipating to break out of 1850 tomorrow, or if it gaps up and opens pre-market at 1850. Let's see if it holds the 1850. If it does hold, then it's another long back to the 1920s area right here. Looking here at the 19 today. Key psychological whole number. Just mark that off. And then 1920. So for long, it's not real buying. This is squeezing out, in my opinion. But if the 1850s does hold, it'll do something like BBBY today and shoot up real quick. And from there, you can look for a quick scalp here as a long. Over here on the daily chart, though, it has snapped a very key level of 19. as you can see, right? So 19, I don't think it can get over. Analyst downgrade gave it a target price of $12. My big picture plan is to bring it right back down to the 1750s area, right here today, low of days, right? Whether it happens tomorrow or not, we'll see. After 19, there really isn't anything holding it up. Let's take a look here. I mean, on the daily chart here, right here, $16 is the next area of support. So it definitely has room to go down. I do like this for a longer term picture, maybe a swing trade from Monday, or maybe I can start initiating my swing trade tomorrow. We'll see. I like shorting stuff that makes sense, right? Fundamentally, it has a catalyst that makes sense for me to short. And as I see the volume is about to fade tomorrow, I do like the idea of shorting it. I don't want to be too early. I do want to do a small size, like a starter size short. So that's what I'm thinking. Fast has an earnings reaction today, very positive. As you can see, it held a key support level of the $68 area. So I'm definitely watching for that. It looks like an accumulation buy to me from this price action. The big boys buying 67.95, 68 area. It held all day, right? So broke out, came down, broke out, tested it, and then at the end of the day, it closed very strongly on an uptrend. So we have key support marked off. We have key resistance as well at 69.25, which is today's high of day. Not to mention it's a 52-week high. So I'm going to be a little bit more careful about thinking about shorting this. I actually like this for the long more because it closed so strong. Definitely going to want to test the highs, in my opinion. If it dips and starts holding this 68, it's definitely a true sign to get long. And get long with a small size, anticipating you can keep a nice stop here if it breaches this level, this 67.75, right? Take a looking at this. This was the first candle, the first shot of volume up in the morning. Okay, and it held this level, so 67.75, and also 67.50. So lots of support here. Okay, just gonna wait at the open, see where support holds, and try to get long on this. If it gaps up, we'll see if this 68.75 level holds. I guess there's another level here that we can look at, the 68.50. It's actually where the stock is sitting right now. So watch pre-market and see how this level reacts. I'm going to save the drawings up. I do like this for a long play. FAST. Now with 52-week highs, this thing can still run. $70 next target area if it breaks out, right? So it's a little bit overextended. So gotta be responsible with taking profits, right? Take profits at the resistance area and then leave a little bit of lotto shares and see how far you can take it up, right? And then as the day develops, you'll find intraday support and you can add from there. So that's my play on fast. Finally, we have ROKU. And this is the last play of the day. Load some drawings today. I didn't get to play ROKU today, which was sad because these drawings were on since yesterday, last night, and the previous night before. And it worked to a T. I was pretty distracted with BBBY, but as you can see, it failed 60, failed 59.50, and finally it failed the 59 as well. Okay, so overall the stock closed a little bit under this 58.50 area. What's important is to me, it's important that the stock closed under 59. Okay, because 59 was the spot, the next spot. Prior to 59, it was 60 level, right? And then when this came down under 60 and shot back up, this was not a short. But when this came up and failed to 62, which I called on this day and closed under the 60, then shorting it against the 60 was very, very viable. And today, even here under the 60, this wick, this is a gravestone doji, right? So it can definitely go either way. It's looking very weak though. So gonna watch and see what happens when it tests this 59 again tomorrow, because we are on a slight uptrend here as the stock is trying to recover. I mean, this is probably not the best drawing of the trend line, but you know what I mean. We have a low of day, higher low, higher low. So we're kind of in a wedge, a very tight wedge. Got to wait for confirmation. I like to see 59 test and fail, kind of like a head, shoulders, and then fail. So watch this trend line snap, and we can play short against this 58.50, or watch for pop and drop, or pop with lower high, play short against the 59. Okay, so that's my watch list for this evening. Very long and detailed watch list explaining my thinking. If you're not watching these watch lists, I believe people are missing out. Anyways, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, share my watch list because it's free, and check out my video description links. Make sure you add me up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, if you want to talk to me about stocks. I love talking to other people about stocks. And I'll see you guys all bright and early tomorrow. Ciao.